Hi guys, Johnny here with Johnny Watson Gaming, and today we're going to be experimenting turning oil paints into miniature paints. Catch you in a bit. Hey guys, here we are at the desk. So, to crack on this Johnny experiments and really also explain what it is I'm doing here. So I've been experimenting, or trying to learn how to use oils for painting miniatures. I know it's been out there for a long time, a lot of people have been doing it, but it's something that I've never experienced or never tried up until now. So I've been doing a bit of research and been following a couple of guys. In particular, there's a guy called James Wapple, who's an extremely good artist, and he does a lot of oil painting on his miniatures. It's quite inspiring actually, so I'll put a link to his channel below, and also Vince Ventuella, who is also very inspiring, but almost in a very sort of different way. He sort of really describes and pushes you through the processes of how to use oils and really in anything in painting miniatures in general. And he's also an extremely good artist, so I'll also put a link down to his channel as well. So what we're doing is, when you watch these guys, they turn this essentially into a miniature paint, and they get it in here ready to be used. So what I'm going to experiment doing today is getting the right consistency from here, so I can put it into this. So essentially I'm just going to mess around, I'm going to play with the blue and see where we come with that. So right, I'll be back in a sec. So what do we need for this little experiment? Right, first of all we need some form of thinner. We need our dropper bottles, a pipette or pipette, your oil paint, and some sort of palette to mess around with and mix on to experiment. So first things first, we're gonna throw that on the floor, put on the get a dab of this on our palette. So essentially what I want to do is let's get an acrylic colour. So just picked up an acrylic colour. I'm going to pop this next to, just needs a bit of a shake. And I'll just pop this next to here. Just get an idea of consistency. So this is going to be my benchmark, and I'm going to get this to this sort of consistency. Once I've learned it in the palette, I'll then apply the same process into the dropper bottle. So at the moment what I'm looking at doing here is just trying to work out how many drops of thinner I need to get to that consistency, and then we'll try and prorata that into the dropper bottle. That's the idea. So just get our pipette, pick up some thinner, and we'll start with one drop. So one drop in, pop that there, and then we just mix that in. Still quite thick, so I need to try another drop. So that's 2 drops so far. Still it's not. Maybe one more. And I think I might go over the top, and I can see where. So now that's starting to look starting to get into more of an acrylic consistency, isn't it? So that's 3 drops. Now I'm going to try another drop. I want to try and push the boundaries, see where it turns into more of a wash. Oh, just threw one in there. Did go in. That's nice, and so that's 4 drops. So let's just test that with the. Let's get the acrylic. I mean, obviously the acrylic works slightly different, but we're getting something similar. So 4 drops there. Let's try 5th drop. That's looking nice. So I think it's starting to, yeah, see, it's quite transparent, but then I'm new to oils, so that might just be the nature of the oil. So at the moment I'm kind of thinking maybe 4. So this is the 6th. So this might start turning it too runny now. So now we're starting to get. See, yeah, the consistency suddenly changed there. Starting to get slowly towards a more of a wash consistency. It's not quite there yet, but it's a bit more transparent. I'm going to go in again for 7. So I just want to see where it gets to the point of which it is a. Okay. That's getting very. Much more watery now. Well, I shouldn't say watery, it's not really got any water in it, but it's much more liquefied now. Just go in with one more. This is 8. Okay. Yeah, so now it's starting to run. Starting to see that where I've got it on there, it runs down. It's not too bad. See what happens if I go in for one more. 9. Now we're starting to see. Okay. So I'm just playing with it really. So like I say, we're just experimenting. I've never used this medium before, so I don't really know what I'm looking out for. So this is the whole point. So doing things like this, you learn the texture of the paint. You know, and I'm not ruining anything. I'm not throwing it on a model. I'm just getting a feel for it, how it works, what it looks like. It's really, in a way, it's not that much different to the. You know, you could argue that's probably. I mean, I was originally thinking 4, but now I'm starting to think, is that more of an acrylic consistency? So I'm on 9 drops. I'm gonna drop in a few more until I get it to a wash. So 1, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 15 drops. And now, yeah, now we're, you know, it's a heavy wash, but now we're going into the wash consistency. Look at that. Yeah, see, now it's dropping. That's starting to become a wash. I think I'm looking to get the consistency I need to get into here. I'm looking at around about anywhere between 5 and 7 drops of thinner. Good shake, and then we can see where it goes from there. So I'll come back once I've set up for dropping it into this, and then we'll go from there. Right, catch you in a sec. Okay, right, so I've got my paint ready, and I've got my dropper bottle opened up. Ready to go. So what my plan is to drop the paint in, and then follow that in with the number of drops that I require. So for example, I say I drop in 2 drops, and I'm going at the ratio of 1 paint to 5 thinner. There'll be 2 bits of paint, 10 drops of thinner. That's where I'm going with this. So let's see if we can do this. Bear in mind, these don't cost nothing. They're about £3 or £4 for a set of 4, so I don't mind ruining them. This, on the other hand, is a bit more expensive, but it's all in the good cause of experimenting. So that's 1. 2. 3. 4. We'll go 5. 5. So before now, just close it up. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get that in. I need to get that pushed down. One, 2, 4, 5. A bit messy this. Okay. So. Okay. So what I've got here, I've got some old heads. I'm going to use it as an agitator. These are just from Bolt Action, just heads. Get him in there. Let's close the pot up. I know there's not much in there at the moment, but really I'm just experimenting, just seeing what happens. Let's see. Aha! We have some paint. So, look at that. Yes. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Let's try again. So it's not. Oh, there's a fluke. It's a little bit there. So I need. The consistency is not bad. The consistency is not bad. So I think I need to add more thinner, a bit more paint. Let's try then. Let's try this. Oh, that's dropping out. That's dropping out. Is that too runny? It's pretty good. I'd say it's pretty good. That ain't bad. Maybe. Oh. You know, it's not dropping. So it's not acting like a wash. It is a bit more transparent than. But then I think that's just the nature of the oil paint. Okay. I'm gonna put in one last drop. I think that will do for the blue. Good shake. There you go. So I didn't put any more thinner in this time. Just the blue. It's a bit thicker. It's noticeably thicker, but I think that's how I would want it. Because I can always thin down. There you go. So, that's the blue. Right, I'm just going to go off and do a few other colours and I'll be back. Okay, so in summary then, I've finished off a few more colours. And what I found was, and this is probably very obvious, that each colour is very different. So for example, the red was very thin, or in comparison to, say, the yellow was actually very thick, so it took a lot more drops of thinner to get it to the consistency that I was looking for. That, I believe, is probably down to the amount of pigment that is in the paints. So yeah, it's unexpected for myself, but probably something I should have anticipated. So here I'm just popping a couple of spots out for both the non-diluted oil and the thinned oil on this bit of card, just to show the difference in what I've been trying to achieve in this little experiment. So here I'm just moving around the thinned red, and you can see, and the blue, sorry, and you can see the texture of it is very, very similar to an acrylic miniature paint. And then you'll see in a sec that I'll go into the red and blue oils that haven't been thinned straight from the pot, and you can see the texture and the thickness of it. Obviously, you wouldn't necessarily use that texture to paint your minis, hence the reason for the experiment. And now I have a batch of oil paints that I'm now going to go take
to a Mini. And this is the guy I'm going to be doing in the next video of Jonny Experiments, and we're going to paint him using the oils that I have diluted down and see how they work. So guys, as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share and subscribe, and be safe, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers guys, catch you in the next one.